I'm full of energy, I'm full of enthusiasm, and over the past few years, I'm not the evil devil that a lot of people have made me out to be.
Terry Collins making himself right at home, the new manager of the Mets, on display at Citi Field today, and he certainly brings a different approach to the dugout than his predecessor, Jerry Manuel. Collins did turn around both the Astros and Angels during his time there, and he believes he can do it again.
I think I have an idea of what it takes to get better and get better fast, and hopefully we can do that here.
I think he's demanding of himself. I think he'll be demanding of the players, but I think that all he will demand from the players is excellence.
Collins says he will start by going over fundamentals from day one of spring training. He also understands that in this town, it's important for him to get this team off to a fast start this upcoming season.
Wins in April are as big as wins in September, if not more important. We're going to have a time during the season where things don't go good. So when you have a chance to win, if we can get off to a good start, we will, and I will focus on that immensely.
Well, he may not have been the choice the fans were hoping for as manager, but Terry Collins will try to win them over by succeeding where the Mets have failed in years past, on the field. The 61-year-old hasn't managed in 11 years, and he's thankful for the opportunity.
This is, I know you guys were writing that I was the leader. I got to tell you, I was shocked when they called. I was shocked to get a first phone call that they had interest, and so I'm thankful for this chance.
This is a real fire in a real building, but it's par for the course at the Suffolk County Fire Academy, where the only way to teach prospective volunteer firefighters the skills of their new craft is by showing them exactly what they're up against.
Our job here is to make sure when everybody leaves that they have all of the capabilities to become a firefighter.
A total of 458 new recruits were deemed capable and are set to graduate from the program at a ceremony tomorrow. Suffolk County has 109 fire departments in total, and each individual department sends its recruits here for necessary training. And while Sockinger estimates that about 99.5% of applicants generally pass the course, it's still no walk in the park.
It's a total of 107 hours that they take. In that also, they learn the basic on hazardous materials. They also get CPR training in addition to all hands-on training that we do out here.
Now here on the grounds of the Fire Academy, it's a virtual amusement park for firefighters who are seemingly trained for anything and everything out here.
We try and simulate typical structures that you would find within Suffolk County,
including the typical suburban home, a 4-story high-rise, gas facilities, and electrical hazards, among other obstacles. Because for firefighters, there's no teaching aid better than the real thing. In Yaphank, Rich Barabi, TV 10 and 55 News.
A great day for running, swinging, and biking here at Lindenhurst Village Park. Rabia and Filippo Brucaleri say years ago they enjoyed this park with their children, and now with their grandchildren, 1-year-old Liani and 2-year-old Antonio. Is it more fun for you than them?
We have more fun.
And only a couple miles away, golfers tee off at Suffolk County's Bergen Point Golf Course in West Babylon. Ed Green says even though he plays during the winter months, these temperatures are much better for his game.
It's been so cold. This is a blessing.
Now, with the beautiful weather today, the course is definitely filling up quickly, and tomorrow the temperature is expected to be in the upper 60s. So this place will definitely be swinging.
Today is totally packed, and tomorrow it's going to be even busier. So if you're planning on coming down here tomorrow, good luck.
In West Babylon, Christina Renault, TV 10 and 55 News.
This time of year, Hicks Nursery is filled with flowers. They're gorgeous geraniums and impatiens you just want to grab. But for Larry Kenny, no flower compares to the pansy. Caring for the fragile blossoms is a labor of love and a way to honor Megan, the daughter he lost to breast cancer 9 years ago.
She was always a grower. She liked gardening in all fashions. She was proud of her garden. I think she kind of inherited that from me.
Since pansies were Megan's favorite flower, they're now an April tradition at her father's workplace. For every plant sold, the nursery makes a donation to the Adelphi Breast Cancer Support Program. I asked Larry why his daughter loved pansies so much, and he said it was one flower where she could always see a smile.
Made her smile when nothing else could.
Those smiles live on in the people who stop to pick up the plants, something Larry knows his daughter would love to see.
I think about her all the time, but with the pansies, it's just, she's right with me.
In Westbury, Suzanne Goldklang, TV 10 and 55 News.
It happened so quick.
Too quick and too frightening for Bernard Frazier to even look out his front window as he heard the sound of gunshots coming from the street where he lives. Police say it was around 9 o'clock last night when 22-year-old Christopher Clark and 20-year-old Brendan Lawrence were gunned down as they walked along the sidewalk in front of 77 Jesse Street here in Freeport.
Our victim, Clark, was found in a hedge on the property at 77. He apparently fell into a hedge where he succumbed to his wounds. The other, Lawrence, was found partially on the sidewalk and in the grass apron nearer the street.
As the investigation continues, police aren't saying who's responsible for the murders or the motive behind the killings.
We haven't determined if it's related to anything yet. We know that they were in Freeport. We know that they both have girlfriends in Freeport.
Meanwhile, today in Westbury, where both men lived, friends and family members mourned their tragic passing. Patrick Duminy knew both men well and was especially close with Clark.
He was a good guy, you know what I mean? He was always a man of his word, stay out of trouble, always wanted the greater things in life.
Now, police officials say they will continue to canvass the area as well as explore the lives of the victims in hopes of finding any potential clues as to why this may have happened. And in the meantime, they're also looking for the public's help. If you know anything about this, you can call the Nassau County Crime Stoppers hotline at 1-800-244-TIPS. In Freeport, Rich Barabi, TV 10 and 55 News.
Not a welcome sight for commuters this morning at the new Hyde Park train station. Crews had to repair a broken rail which affected westbound trains starting at around 7:30 on the Ronkonkoma, Port Jefferson, and Oyster Bay lines, causing a roughly 45-minute delay. College student Sabir Zahedinia of East Meadow says he's going to miss his first class.
Due to a broken rail on number 2 track east of New Hyde Park Station, all eastbound and westbound trains will be boarding over track number 1.
It's been annoying, but it happens every now and then, and you deal with it and you move on. It's okay.
So how did the Long Island Railroad know there was an issue? Well, an early morning train went over the rail, and an automatic safety signal actually slowed the train down to 15 miles per hour, which indicated that there was a problem. Railroad officials told the news at 11 that the broken rail, which was fixed by 11 a.m., is part of operations, and just why this happened will be looked at. Gabriela Garcia of New Hyde Park says although this is her first week at a new job in the city, she says it seems her boss and many others expect their employees to be late because of train delays.
At least gives you like a 10-minute window, so if anything, I just won't take lunch.
In New Hyde Park, Christina Renault, TV 10 and 55 News.
Who says watching grass grow isn't interesting? Sod farmer Vincent Sasso likes it just fine. His Riverhead pasture near Sound Avenue's been in the family for more than half a century.
The years go by awfully fast when every 2 years you're digging a crop out.
While sod may not sound that exciting, this green grass ends up in some pretty cool places like parks and some of the country's best golf courses.
We hope our children get into the business, but they'll be a little smarter in it, Maybe they'll work a little less harder.
The crops will still be here for years to come. This is the 64th farm Suffolk County's purchased development rights to through its agricultural preservation program.
We're very high on the concept of growing locally and buying locally, so this is good for our economy.
Buying all these little blades will cost the county big bucks, more than $5 million. But Grasso says the purchase is planting the seeds so farming can survive here.
It's really a nice farm, and we just like to keep it in open space, and the money isn't too bad either, but that's secondary.
In Riverhead, Suzanne Goldklang, TV 10 and 55 News.